has, or he realizes in a lot of ways that Batman's mortality is his greatest strength, in the way that it's what makes him inspiring, is that he's one of us, and there is a chance he could die, that all of that, and that he's nothing more than one of us is what makes him special. And that's okay then. You come to peace with the idea that you could die with that, So anyway, that for me, I don't know. I mean, for me, it's just been an incredible to get to do this stuff with him, with Greg, and to be able to do these stories that I really just keep feeling like I can't believe we get to do another one. But yeah, it's gratifying in that way that when the fans turn back to you if they didn't like you, just that you feel hopefully that they see what you were trying to say more than anything and what you were trying to explore. And it's a thing, you feel a connection with the readership that way.
Okay, that was part 1 of our interview with the one and only Scott Snyder. Part 2 coming at you next week. Next week, we get into Panda's questions, starting right off the bat. You're going to hear some questions from Panda. We're going to talk some. Next week is Batman Eternal, Superman Unchained, American Vampire. So much more stuff that we couldn't fit into one episode.
Yeah, I really wish that he comes. I really hope that he'll come back someday, because there's so many things. We didn't even get the Swamp Thing. We didn't get to talk. I mean, it went on for so long, and we were going through pretty much everything he's done, and we didn't get the Swamp Thing. So I would love for him to come back and just do an episode where we just bullshit comics. That would be great. But I want to promote his stuff too. I don't know how much promotion value we have, but it's great to talk to him. And I think he dug hanging out with us and talking comics. I think he's probably used to talking to a lot of big media outlets, and he probably doesn't get to just hang out with comic book fans very much.
And I really hope that came across when you guys listen to this part, and then especially next week, second part of the interview. Like Chief said at the beginning of the show, we don't have a set question list. It's a conversation. When you're on our show, it's a conversation. We have bullet points, but it's like a conversation. We have nothing written down. There's no pen and paper.
Nope.
Rarely. I don't know. Sometimes Chief needs his Geritol.
Sometimes. I watched Murder, She Wrote, so it makes sense.
You need your Ensure. It's a meal or an in-between meal snack, or when you're on the go.
Chopping up a Boniva and snorting it.
Oh.
No, I don't do that.
Man, but that was, man, I can't wait for people to come back next week and hear the second part. It is just, I mean, we get into a lot more stuff. The stuff he talked about in this episode blew my mind, the stuff that he just went and opened up about.
Yeah, it was crazy. Good stuff. A very interesting guy, and really forthcoming with his thoughts on everything that he's done in his career. And I wanted to get more into like Stephen King, like working with Stephen King, but we didn't. We kind of touched on it, but we didn't really go into it too much.
Maybe that could be something you guys do if he comes back next time. You have your Talking Tolkien series, maybe kind of Talking King.
That would be awesome. That would be great if you would, because I've read a lot of Stephen King.
Yeah, Stephen King was like one of my favorites growing up.
Well, we should do that. We'll have even if we can't get anybody on, just the three of us. We've all read a lot. We can talk about it.
Yeah, this we actually I know if you listened a couple episodes ago, we talked to Mark Ordesky was going to be on with us. We actually had to reschedule. Him and I are working a date on that. Something came up with him, so we are rescheduling that, which actually worked out pretty good. That way we could do this 2-part Scott Snyder interview. Otherwise, we would have to figure out what to do. You would have been sitting here still listening to a 3-hour podcast.
It was our destiny, man.
It would have been worth it.
You are my density. I am your density.
You are my mass. Times
and then
squared.
And then we're still gearing up later on this month. The only James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd, is going to be on with us in a few weeks.
Yeah, man. That's going to be another really good show. I can't wait for that. That guy, his videos are some of the funniest shit you could ever watch on YouTube. So everybody go out and watch some of those before you listen to that episode. You'll get a sense of who AVGN is. If you don't know, a lot of you guys probably know.
So until next week with part 2 of our interview with Scott Snyder, make sure you follow our good buddy Retro Inactive, who does the Nerd Rage Renegades theme song at Retro Inactive. You can follow Panda at Rainbow_Sarah. You can follow the Chief at Space Chief 75. You can follow me at the Nerd Rage Renegades. You can follow Norton the Bunny at Norton the Bunny.
And don't forget to go buy Howard the Duck #1 tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
Today.
That's one I put on my list. I actually got Kenny to write that one down for me while I was in there.
Go out
All good.
there.
I'll set it.
If
Show
this gets canceled, Spin's gonna have like a whole month's worth of shows ranting about it. So
He's gonna stalk Chip Zdarsky.
And I'm going to say this to those of you who already have reviews up and have already been touting reviews online for the issue. Can you wait until tomorrow? I understand maybe some of you get it. Doesn't England get him early? Like
Yeah, they get them early, but I think the digital goes on sale like at midnight or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I want hard copy.
yeah, and then the reviews.
Yeah. But for those of you who have to pump out reviews as soon as the book comes out, can you give us a little bit to read the book first, and then read your opinion, and then we can kind of put in our opinion, and and besides, no offense to anybody else, but I don't want to read your review on Howard the Duck because nothing you say is going to be better than what I say. So,
That's what I say about Walking Dead. Incidentally, everybody out there, I'm putting up this Chuck Norris Karate Commandos #4 will soon be on eBay, and $400,000. It's yours, Chuck Norris. Everybody. Selling it for
Non-CGC
$400,000.
and that's a steal. If it was CGC graded, it would be $1 million.
Yeah, and Chuck Norris has absolutely nothing to do with it other than his name and image printed on the paper. But it's still the value to me is $400,000.
So until next week with our second part of our interview with Scott Snyder, Chief Panda, we are out of here.
Good night, everybody.
Nerd Rage Renegades.